gonna cut it?
We're doing circumcisions today.
Half off. Who told you?
Your wife.
What we do is challenging and difficult because it's technical, and that's what makes it special. We are a dying breed. Over the years, we've done a lot of work for this small town down south from us called Worley. And they're down by south of the Coeur d'Alene Lake, or the south end of the Coeur d'Alene Lake. And what they are is just a small town that has a water system that feeds a bunch of residences.
We got a call from the city to go down and replace and replumb all the piping and redo the electrical work in their main city water well that they feed the city of Worley with. Cute little town, kind of out of the way. Takes a little while to drive down there. We got down there, had a bunch of big plastic pipe running to everything, which we prefer not to use when we're dealing with sizes that large. We switched it all over to what we call ductile, which is an iron pipe with cement lining. Very heavy. Knocked my head against it a couple times, did not feel good.
Their main system is really old. It was put in a long time ago and it was just dilapidated. Time for an upgrade of the pipe. We didn't really change anything or were asked to change anything. It was just kind of replumb it the way it is, use better pipe.
So originally the pipes were monopolizing all the space in the room. We moved the pipes to one corner of the room, stacking them above each other. That way the room was more usable. And then we terminated those into the pump room, where we were able to also minimize the space usage in that room. The new setup is more efficient and better. My name is Shelston. I don't have a personal hero. I have people that I respect. One of them, his name was Edward Lowe. He was just a quiet man. Taught me how to be peaceable, and he loved cars, so we had that in common. He was a good man. I don't have a favorite song. I like music. I don't have any in particular. If it's garbage, it's garbage. If it's good, it's good. If I were to rethink it, I think I would have just started off doing things that I wanted to do, period. I wouldn't have focused on any one particular thing because there's a lot of things that I was interested in. But I think I would have continued to do real estate with my mother, and I would have raced cars like I had started. I would have continued with that.
I'm Keith, the showman Coulter.
Who was my personal hero? Yeah, you know, I've always been pretty impressed with both of my folks. They are remarkable individuals, both in their own ways, and I've respected them since day one for it. So my hero are going to be two, and it's going to be my father and my mother. If I could go back in time and pick out a career, what would it be? As far as back as I can recall, I always wanted to be, you know, I was always interested in animals. And I believe my first direction in terms of career was a veterinarian, to become a veterinarian. So I think I'm gonna pull that card and say that I'd be a veterinarian. What is my favorite song? Now this is a difficult question. And I will answer by saying my favorite song is good music, period. If it's good music, I will like it, and I will listen to it, and I will wiggle to it.
Back playing with my little friend. Builds your body good.
Breakfast of champions.
Oh, everything a growing boy needs.
I'm the masked marauder. I have a personal hero. My personal hero is my wife. She takes care of me and makes sure that I keep ticking. My favorite song, like music, I listen to stuff that people in Idaho don't usually listen to. I'm more of a ska and reggae fan, so I listen to a lot of Bob Marley, Slightly Stupid, stuff like that.
Can you sing a little bit of that song for me?
No, I can't. I'm not very good as a singer. That's why I have this for a day job. Yeah, if I could go back and have any job, I would be a professional deep sea diver, probably.
Why?
Because it's a whole new world down there to explore. There's more water on the planet than there is land. And so when I was a kid, there used to be this old guy named Jacques Cousteau. And in my time, back when they invented dirt, you only got 3 stations on the TV, so you watched what was there. And Jacques Cousteau was one of the guys that I look forward to every Saturday to watch and see his sea dives.
Valves. I wanted this to come up, go over, and tee in. One interesting thing was that we encountered a guard dog of sorts at the park. I mean, there are some risks and some dangerous situations you can't be prepared for. You just have to try your best to roll with it, and we were lucky this time, but I'm just glad we all got out of there okay.
What are you doing in my park? Sorry, buddy.
can be pretty fun. They consist of lots of measuring, a fair amount of imagination on how this pipework is going to lay out and still function the way that it's supposed to, if not better. So you do a lot of measuring, a lot of cutting, and a lot of threading.
Look at that sticky cut. What's up now, baby? Smoking and everything.
Along with doing the plumbing part, we were asked to upgrade the electrical. They have a chlorine room. Basically, they took this old restroom for a park and made it a pump house. And it wasn't really laid out very good. So they put all their chlorine equipment inside this one of the restrooms. It was probably for the women, I'm just saying. Because it, you know, it was really corroded and they have really stinky gas. So they just kept it all the same, stinky gas with stinky gas. And it had, you know, corroded the lights, all the electrical was corroded, was falling apart. So we took all new gear, new equipment, added a ventilation fan to kind of alleviate some of the corrosive gases, not just left from being a women's restroom, but from the chlorine storage in the room. I am Tom Bengal. I'm gonna pass on the personal hero one. We're just gonna leave that out. I don't have a favorite song. I have a favorite group. Def Leppard, AC/DC. They're favorites. Pretty much, not everything, but most of their songs are pretty badass. So I love my job right now, but if I could go back and try a career, I would definitely have gone into officer training school in the Air Force so I could fly F-15s. That would be badass.
They went back later, Keith and Shelley, to do some electrical work and redid the rewiring for the lights and back through the ceiling and all of that. It's Travis, the director. My personal hero is George Lucas. I think he's a pretty awesome director, and seeing how he's had to continually fund his own movies whenever the studio tells him no, just despite them, he figures out how to make his own films. I think that's pretty cool that he has that level of passion that it doesn't matter if someone shuts him down, he'll find a way to still create what he wants to create. Favorite song? Well, Bohemian Rhapsody, of course. Every day before I used to go to my old job, I would go into the break room at least 7 minutes early so I could listen to that whole song all the way through and, you know, silently sing it to myself. It's a nice little lullaby to get you ready for a long, long shift. If I could go back in time and have any career choice, I would become a video production specialist of sorts. Maybe make some films, make some videos. Great. Oh, wait, that's what I'm doing. Oh man, this is crazy. It's like a Twilight Zone episode. I better turn this camera off before the real craziness starts to happen.
Skippy.
What you looking for?
These guys?
Yeah. Wait, you got some right there.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you need more?
Got 4, yeah. Far 1, 2, 3, and the number that's after 3. So 5, 4.
How many more do you need?
None. Or lots. A bunch. A few. More than we have. So I'm looking for that number of couplings.
A lot of EMT. The chlorine vapors were corroding the EMT, so we replaced the lights, the conduit, the panels, and rewired everything with PVC, which doesn't really get eaten by the chlorine vapor.
Modern problems require modern solutions. I can do it! You know what I mean? I guess it's this guy for me.
Last day, I think Shelley went out and finished up the rest of that electrical. You can see the difference between the two systems. The old pipe was definitely looking a little haggard. If you compare it to the nice new setup, they completely reformatted the way the rooms work, the way the rooms flowed, literally, and also feng shui style.
We had to redo some things because it didn't quite fit the way we had thought, and that allowed us to, experience revamping an idea and making it work.